Started and welcome everybody to today's Prestige Planner webinar series. We have Carlsbad with us this morning to share everything that's wonderful in that area of the world. My name is Patty Guglielmino and I'm the Vice President of CVB and Hotel Partnerships for Prestige Global Meeting Source. We're welcoming Carlsbad with its seemingly endless coastline and year-round temperature climate. It's a hook for any meeting planner looking to hold executive retreats or conferences. It's a wonderful, quaint town. It's the southern beach shoreline, and it's got conveniences of a large city. So it's got kind of everything there and lots of sunshine. At Prestige, our goal is simple, helping you make events the best they can possibly be. Our services include site selection, contract management, event services, contract management support, destination expertise, and cruise services. We advocate for our clients and in the process find mutually beneficial connections with our suppliers. We do the research so you can focus on a bigger picture. Contact us today to learn more about how Prestige can make your next event a success. We will be recording this webinar. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. I think, Jed, you'll probably answer throughout the chat if you would like to answer throughout or wait to the end.
Let's just, I'm more of a let's chat through this. It's going to be a very short but informative webinar, and okay. I really appreciate this time, Patty.
Perfect. Well, I'm going to pass it over to you and Megan, and let things get rolling. Thank you so much for being here today.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Carlsbad webinar. Thanks so much for taking time out of your day to learn a little bit about the destination. Thank you for some of you that have been sending me RFPs. We really appreciate that. That's what we love here. For those that have been here, thank you for coming here. For those who haven't, I'd like to just start off with a video. It really does have some good clips in here and maybe be able to evoke some questions that you may have. So if you allow me to do 2 videos, both are 90 seconds. So that's 360 seconds of your time. So I hope you give me that chance here. Here we go.
Remember the sound.
Welcome to Carlsbad, where it's all good. This is a place where you can enjoy yourself however you please. Where it's easy to feel good, eat good, and play good. Where you can find good swings and good sips and make a good splash. All in one oh so good day. It's a place where good energy is all around. It's all good, all around. And we invite you to embrace the good. Dive into the good. Share the good. Here you can always find a good way to let loose and a good reason to treat yourself. Because in Carlsbad, it's always a good time to have a good time. So make the day whatever you want. It's all good. Welcome to Carlsbad.
Nice. We got one more, 90 seconds, and here we go.
When you meet in Carlsbad, it's all good. Because Carlsbad is where great events happen. It doesn't matter what size group you're hosting, there is a venue with your name on it. We're talking spaces for a couple people or more than 1,000. And with plenty of sunshine. Well, we like to think outside the meeting room too. Here, your team can live the dream. With hotels to fit every fancy. You know the good times keep rolling even after the meeting ends. We call it team bonding. A Carlsbad meeting makes life easy. Easy to plan. Easy to impress. And it's so easy to get to. Plan your greatest event yet and see why, when you meet in Carlsbad, it's all good.
And that's Carlsbad. And thanks so much for taking the time to watch that. Hopefully you got an idea of what Carlsbad has to offer. The little clip there that said 46 hotels, that's everything from roadside hotels to motels to limited service. But primarily what we're here for are our 5 group hotels. And our group hotels would include the Omni La Costa at 611 rooms. We have the Westin Sheraton with a combined amount of rooms, 307 rooms. We have the Cape Ray at 215 rooms. And then we have the Park Hyatt at 327 rooms. So we have a wide array, everything from, like I said, roadside motels to a 5-diamond property. Park Hyatt just infused $52 million into their destination. They brought in Marival Spa. And that is our only 5-diamond property here. There are 3 5-diamond properties in San Diego County. There's the Fairmont Grand Del Mar in Del Mar, and then the Lodge Torrey Pines in La Jolla. So we are fortunate enough to have one of them. And then we have the La Costa Resort and Spa, been there for over 50 years, 611 rooms. Their biggest space is 18,000 square feet. And then we have the Westin Sheraton. It's a combined property with the 307 rooms. And then we have the Cape Ray, the Hilton Cape Ray with 215 rooms. I did want to share with you a graphic. It'll give you a better idea of how to get here. So when you look at the major airport, which is San Diego, that is about 34 miles away. The way I drive, I could probably make it there in about 40 minutes, but most people could do it in about 50. And then we have John Wayne here about an hour away. So there are options to get here, very easy. This green line is the 5. For those who are not from California, we preface all our highways with the word "the" and the number. So this is the 5. So the 5 goes from San Diego all the way through Carlsbad. So when you drive through San Diego or from San Diego, what you're passing is La Jolla, Del Mar, Encinitas, Leucadia, and then here's that 7 miles of beach. Okay, let's see here. The other thing also what I wanted to mention too, and for those who have been sending me RFPs, thank you very much. We do have a low season, even though the one slide said, sorry here, although the one slide said we had 68 degrees throughout the year, we do have our cold season, which dips probably into the 65 degrees. So if you could handle 65 degrees, we could consider a group in the low season. The low season here would be your November, December, January, February, and March. With that, we have an incentive program that can be utilized for your guests, for your clients. So what this is a incentive that's 5% of the guest room revenue that goes back to the master. Now, this has nothing to do with any existing offers that the hotel has. So they may have a 5, they may have an 8, they may have a 10 that goes back to the planner. This one goes back to the master. So this will definitely benefit more your client than yourself, but it's something that can help offset the bottom line. The total maximum for this incentive is $20,000. And some of you have already taken advantage of it. So thank you very much for doing that. Very easy process. If there is a hotel here that fits that need, all you have to do is tell your hotel salesperson that you would love to be considered for this, and they do all the legwork. They do the legwork, we approve it, and then we will send you and or your clients the addendum to sign, and that's it. At the end of the program, you'll see that come off of the final bill. So when they get their master, there will be a line item that states that coming off, and you don't have to. We don't have to have receipts, or I don't need rooming lists or pickup reports. It's all done between myself and the hotel, so it's very easy peasy. So that's really pretty much the biggest things that we're offering right now. For those who have not been here, in May, I do have an opportunity to welcome some of you for a fam. And hopefully we can do something and invite you to experience the destination and be able to see what that 7 miles of beach is, the 5 Diamond Hotel, the sprawling estate over at the Omni La Costa, but it gives you a good opportunity to see what we have here in Carlsbad. And with that, I'd like to answer any questions that you may have about the destination, about maybe specific hotel, and yeah, so that's where we're at. Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Hey, Jed.
Hey, Jed, this is Doug. I was just curious. I've seen the Cape Ray once very briefly. It's the one hotel that I have the least understanding of. And just what are you seeing in the market as far as the use of that property compared to some of the others that we've had a lot more experience with? Just curious, like a price point, size of group, like who's going there?
So, and that's a great question. I feel like every one of our hotels can attract a certain type of customer. I see a lot more rate-driven groups there because of its size and because of the amount of space that they don't have. I feel like that's a great group for 100 and less. So, and with 100 and less, they're going to feel like they own the place. So, to get to a destination for a small group and feel like they're the big fish in the pond, that's a great destination. It sits right across the street from the ocean. So their big ballroom, which is the Shearwater, has beautiful views of the ocean. So 100 rooms would be a great program for them. On that note, for each of the other hotels, I would say the Westin Sheraton would be a great place for a 200-person group. For the Omni La Costa, I would say at 600, a 500-person group gives you all their space. So they have an 18,000 square foot space and a 16,000 square foot space. It's a space heavy place. So if you have a group that has a lot of breakouts, a pharma that has a lot of ad hocs, great place. And same with the Park Hyatt. So as opposed to the Hilton that may be price conscious, your Park Hyatt is going to be in your 400s, 450s. Your La Costa is going to be in your 300 and 350. So you got to really look at your clients and what they can afford, what they can do budget wise. I do have to say that all of those destinations have amazing culinary experiences there. So if that is a big thing for your group, culinary is a big thing for all those 4 hotels.
I'm curious if groups are doing, say, a beach activity or they want to send their people to the beach and you're staying in one of these properties, where do you send them generally? Do you have an area that's define for that more if you're going to have like an activity day or something on the beach? I've never really seen much about how that works in Carlsbad.
Well, we work with a couple DMCs, and depending on what you want to do on the beach, whether it is um, like morning yoga or morning walk, restorative type thing, that is what those beaches are really good for, doing sporty activities. Now, to do an activity where it's a group, where there's liquor involved and food, that is a very difficult thing. Thanks to the California state parks, it's very difficult to do things like that. A group is considered anything bigger than 15, and 15 would be you would need permits and all. But when you're doing like a walk or restorative breathing type activity, you could go on the beach. You could bring 50 people on there without a problem. So we've had some workarounds, but it would have to be for the smaller groups.
Got it.
Speaking of activities, I think the one thing you need to all know, the one slide that said 5 golf courses, beautiful golf courses. In fact, Ami Lacosta just brought on Gil Hans. Gil Hans is the architect that redid the LA Country Club that hosted the US Open last year. Fantastic. So they spent over $15 million on their golf course. One of the biggest reasons they did that, this year, next year, and the year after, they're hosting the College World Series of Golf. So the best golfers in college golf will make that their final stop of the year. So this is where the championship happens, the girls and the boys. Well, I'm sorry, women's and men's divisions play their last tournament of the year. It's really a real feather to the cap to showcase the golf courses here. The other thing you need to know for those golf-centric groups, we are actually the golf manufacturer. What do you want to say? Capital of the world. There is something in every golfer's bag that's from Carlsbad, whether it's a Titleist ball, whether it's a Callaway sand wedge, whether it's a tailor-made driver, whether it's their Puma Cobra shoes, or if it's their Scotty Cameron putter. Those are right here. And so you'd be remiss to not include any of those things in coming here. It's not for everyone. In fact, we were over at the Kingdom yesterday. The Kingdom is part of TaylorMade. This is where you could come in. You can do custom fittings. Tiger Woods is on staff there. So you go in there, it's you get taken back by seeing his bag and his name tag on the thing. But that's where they do all the TaylorMade commercials. So that's always a fun tour to do. Those are curated tours for about $100 a person. They don't do big groups. Again, it's not everyone's cup of tea to do something like that, but for those golf fanatics, and it's usually those C-suites that like doing that. They love being able to come to a place, doing something that none of their other country club friends have ever done before, and they could go back and say, hey, listen, I went to the manufacturing capital of the world, and this is what I got. It's always a nice thing for them to brag about. So we've done a lot of tours like that with C-level clients. They just have to be done and arranged way in advance because it is a very VIP type of tour, and it's not a big tour. The other things that are available here for those family groups. So if you have groups that do bring partners and kids, and they do like a pre or post, Legoland's here. So Legoland's great for 8 and under. I have a 17, 10, and an 8-year-old, and 2 of them over aged out. And so we're done with the yearly passes. Thank God. I love Legoland, but it's a lot when you're doing it for 17 years. But for a weekend, I think it's a fantastic place for kids. It's a great place to experience Legos, and 8 and under is probably the happy place for that. Other things that are here in Carlsbad, we have GIA. GIA is called the Gemological Institute Association. they're the people that actually rate that diamond that's on your finger. So they will tell you how many, how much it's worth, the clarity and all that, the 4 C's, and but that's where they train people how to rate diamonds. But it's also a museum of sorts. Very high level security. It's a couple layers of people to get through to get into the place, but they do have these small tours. Another tour that's possible would be a museum of making music. You could go there on own and check that out. It's a nice little place where you could see instruments and where they started and how they started, and you could actually play a lot of these instruments. So there's a lot of little fun things here in Carlsbad. We don't sell ourselves as a big city, but I think we have a lot of offerings that can make a group from 100 to 500 feel welcome. We do have a lot of restaurants in our downtown. Our downtown's called The Village. It's a cute little area, about 5 by 5 blocks with over 75 restaurants. We have one Michelin star restaurant, June Jolie. Very tasty French restaurant. Again, it's something you would have to get reservations for, sometimes 3 months in advance. So we do have some wonderful offerings if you wanted to do one day that's off property and do a little dine around. Oh yeah, so we have this training thing. I would love for you to be able to do it. We're gonna drop it in the box right now. Um, it's a little bit. It's 10 questions. It's not like the SATs here. It's very fun learning, but it gets. Why we did this was we wanted to make sure that everybody knew our offerings. In fact, we're giving this to all our hoteliers because they're experts at the hotel, but not so much the experts off property. And so it gives everybody an understanding of what Carlsbad has to offer, and we all sell Carlsbad the same way. So, do we drop that in there?
We did.
So in there is the link. Please do it on your leisure. And for those who are here that do finish it, I will send you a nice little gift by mail, and it'll be a nice little reminder of Carlsbad. Well, I guess I'll break the surprise here. So if you do finish that training, we have a chocolatier here by the name of Chihuahua. Chihuahua is a Venezuelan chocolatier who moved here to Carlsbad and brought his trade up here, and he's won what's equivalent to the Emmy Awards for chocolates. You'll see him in Whole Foods. It's those big bars that are like $6, $8 bars, but I'll send you some. So finish that training because it'll give you a good idea of how we sell Carlsbad, and it'll give you some good things to share with your clients as well. And if there's ever anything that you can't answer for your clients, I'm also available. We have a big team of two. This is Megan, my partner in crime here, and we'll do our best to answer any questions that you may have that you may think of outside of this webinar. I know it was a lot of information, but really it's to give you an idea how accessible Carlsbad is. You could see from that map, it's 30-40 minutes from whatever airport you're going to pick, whether it's San Diego or John Wayne. And then we work very well with the DMCs, Access, Hello, Destination Concepts. They know the destination. So if you ever want to do anything fun and creative, we put those creative minds to work, and we work very well with them. I have a really good relationship with our hotels. And so if there's ever issues that do come up, as planners, we know that does happen. We could step into, and we're more than happy. Just to give you an idea, I came to this world from the DMO world, from the hotel world. I was in the hotel world for 20 years. I started when I was 9 years old. And so a couple of those hotels are here. So I have worked at the Hilton, I have worked at the Park Hyatt, and I have worked at the Omni. So I know those intimately. So any information that I can't give you, I can definitely go back to the hotels and get that for you. So I'm hoping today's webinar gave you a good idea of what we have to offer. But like I said, I have a fam tour that you could come here and taste the product, sleep on the product, and get to know the personalities behind it, because I think that's what sets us apart. Is we have some really good personalities here that really want to work with you, and we have a very, very cohesive team in Carlsbad that just loves the product, that loves the destination. So with that, I conclude my my webinar, but I don't want to conclude unless there's some questions out there. Kim, thank you so much for your comment here. Definitely need to get you out here. And oh, what sets us apart from the competition? I would say the DMO. The Patty would be us. You know what? There's some really, in California, it's tough because California has some great destinations. And I think you have to look at the destination and the personalities of those destinations. They all have some great offerings. I mean, everything from Northern California, our friends in Santa Barbara. In fact, we have good partners throughout the states. I think you really have to look at if the properties and the destinations fit the personality of the group. We are not the best group for a group that just did something in Vegas. I think we have very different offerings. But if you have a program that focuses on content and you don't want them to go away to the gas lamp and have them confined in a hotel, this is a great opportunity because you have them right here. You have that captive audience. So I think that's what makes us special and different. I think there's wonderful things about big cities and what they have outside the doors. But I think what's nice about here is that you can have everybody concentrate on the content of the program.
And in a beautiful spot. Carlsbad is a beautiful area, so we appreciate everything this morning, Jed and Megan. And I will call you after this, Jed, and run through the FAM information, and then I'll get it out to everyone so you can see if anybody fits in there to go. I know a few people were interested, so let's get them to Carlsbad.
Perfect. And real quick, I just want to drop my my email here, so just take a look at it. If you have any questions, just make note of that. Send me a link. I do have a Dropbox file that was dropped here. Hold on, real quick.
Resend it.
Oh, here, it's on the top. If you scroll all the way to the top, it's the third one. So that Dropbox link is everything Carlsbad. So it has all the specs of the hotels. So you can see the space, the breakdown, and it has some pictures, some assets. It has these videos that are on there, the maps, the incentives. So everything that I talked about is there for you to access. I continually update that, so there could be new information in that. So keep that as your Carlsbad file. And feel free to refer to it at any time, but always email me if you have any questions. We're here to help.
Wonderful. Jed, we appreciate your time this morning, and Megan. And thank you to all the planners who joined us today and our sales team. We appreciate it and hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, Rob.
Thank you.
Bye, Alex.
Bye-bye.